koutou katoa, ko Marijn toku koa, he ka kororo kutayo aho. Hello everyone, my name is Marijn. I am a science communicator at the Otago Museum, and today we're going to be exploring the properties of soap bubbles using ingredients that can be found in your own kitchen. So first we have to make the soap mixture. To do that, you're going to need 4 tablespoons of water. I recommend warm or hot water because that helps dissolve the other ingredients in the water. You can use some food coloring, an option if you want to be able to see the water better. Just make sure to only use 2 or 3 drops because a little goes a very long way. Once you've got that, you want to add in 1 tablespoon of dishwashing liquid and just mix it very gently. And then finally, you want to add 2 tablespoons of glucose syrup or corn syrup and make sure that that is all mixed in very thoroughly with that warm water. Once you have your mixture ready, we're good to go and start blowing some bubbles. Just take a spoon, pop some mixture into the spoon. Then you want to take a straw and dip the end of the straw into your soapy mixture. Then dip it into the solution on your spoon and start blowing bubbles. Now we're going to try and pop the bubble. What you want to do is grab a skewer. Once again, you want to pop that into your soap mixture first, so give it a good little swirl. And then gently take the skewer and try to pop your bubble. You can also try the same thing with your finger or your hand. Once again, just pop it into the soapy mixture, give it a good swirl, and then try to pop the bubble. What happens if we try to pop the bubble without dipping the skewer into the soap mixture first? We'll give it a go with the other end. It pops right away. Why does the bubble only pop some of the time?
Well, that's because normally bubbles are made up of 2 main things. We've got air inside the bubble, and then this outer layer of skin or a shell. This is usually made up of a layer of water and some air. When we add soap and glucose syrup to this mixture for making the bubbles, it helps make stronger bubbles because soap and glucose syrup molecules can squeeze in between the water molecules in this shell. This helps the film of the water stretch out without breaking, leading us to make bigger and stronger bubbles. So why didn't the bubbles pop earlier when I touched it with the skewer? Well, when I poke the bubble with a skewer that's been coated in that soapy mixture, the shell of the bubble will merge with that soapy coating and therefore stay intact, no matter how much I poke it. If, however, a dry skewer or straw touches the bubble, the water in the bubble shell is going to stick to the dry part of the skewer. That breaks the shell and causes the bubble to snap back like a rubber band that has been stretched too far.
If you're feeling like a soap bubble master at this point, try these challenges. Using the spoon and the straw dipped in the soapy mixture, try to blow as big a bubble as you can. Next, try to blow as many bubbles as possible onto the spoon. If you're feeling super adventurous, try to take an item, starting small with something like a coin, cover it in the soapy mixture, and then drop it into the bubble. What's the biggest item that you can drop in the bubble without popping it? Thank you very much for joining me today. Have fun and make sure to stay safe inside your own bubble.